All right, so now we have come into the business immigration program and see how we can leverage investor programs and how we can invest in Canada. What is the kind of investment that we need, and what is the minimum investment that is required to come to Canada, and how we can get our whole family here. So for this, I'll have to share my screen because I have to move into another presentation. Just bear with me for a minute. So every province invites investors into their own province. They want investment in their province. They want people to come to their province with money and loaded money, and that's where the investor program of the provinces come into play. So the one provinces which are going aggressively under this category is again the Ontario is very aggressive, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, British Columbia, and Prince Edward Islands. Like, these are like five very Saskatchewan is there. I have not mentioned. There's like 5-6 very aggressive provinces which are going in and trying to woo and bring investors to these provinces. And again, investors bring a lot of money to the program. They also bring in jobs because they're coming up with businesses. So let's look at the general requirements. So generally, if you see across the board, for an investor program, you usually need 2 to 3 years of business experience. That is minimum. Some provinces give you leeway of only having 2 years of experience, but usually the business, mostly provinces will ask you to show 3 years of running a business experience, that where you are the owner of at least a third of the business, 1/3 of the business, right? Another, if you are not owning a business, then what you can do is you can have 5 years of experience as a senior management. So you were at the director level of a company, at a vice president level of the company, at the assistant vice president of the company, as a GM of the company. So you can apply in that. So you can then become eligible. And then there's a requirement of net worth. What is your net worth? Usually, the minimum I've seen across the programs is 400,000, but it may go up for up till 800,000 for Ontario. So about 400,000 Canadian dollars is something that you have your net worth. So basically, your properties, your cash, your investments, everything together. What is the value of that? So you are looking for, if you want to go for investment, then minimum you need that your net worth should be around 400,000. Now, what is the minimum investment? I've seen that the minimum investment usually has come across to be 150,000 Canadian dollars that you can invest. Again, these programs are performance based, wherein you have to invest and you have to create a job in the Canadian market. So you will have to sign a performance bond in this kind of programs. Okay, so now let's look at the general minimum investment requirements. Minimum investment for Ontario is 200,000 Canadian dollars that you have to invest, but you have to invest outside the Toronto area. So Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, Scarborough, all the smaller the towns which are in the Toronto area. If you invest outside of those towns, in the smaller towns of Ontario, which is kind of give or take about 50-60 kilometers away from Toronto, then your minimum investment is only 200,000, which is not much considering the lot of potential Ontario has to offer. The net worth requirement for Ontario in such a scenario is only 400,000. Minimum investment for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island is both very less, 150,000 Canadian dollars. Similarly, there's a program for BC, British Columbia, where also the minimum investment is 150,000. So these are usually the general minimum investment requirements, and net worth is around 400 to 600,000. So if you want to invest and come in a program, this is what you're looking for. This is the picture you have. You should be ready with such kind of investments. Again, there are general questions. If you're buying an existing business, then the business has to be 5-year-old, the existing business. There are some restrictions of the businesses that you can buy or run. You cannot have a motel or bed and breakfast. And some provinces will also say that you cannot have a gas station. Some people ask me that, oh, can I buy a house and will I get my PR? No. You have to buy, a commercial property. I've written here non-commercial. You have to buy, you cannot buy a non-commercial property. So you cannot buy a house. You have to buy a commercial property. You can buy investment with a local friend of yours who is in Canada. You can have a local partner, but your individual investment should be minimum investment that the government or the province says. So for example, if a province says 200,000, you can buy a 50% share, but your 50% share, your investment again should be 200,000 in that kind of a scenario. So and also sometimes it requires the visa to come and visit the province before you buy. So now generally how these investor programs go about, every province again has its own selection criteria depending on how much you're investing, what is your education background, what is your work experience. You again get some points, and you again get some you have to meet an eligibility. Once you meet an eligibility, you apply and you go through an interview process. Once you get the interview done and clear from the government of Canada, you get an approval and you get a work permit. You get a work permit with a performance bond that once you get a work permit, in 1 or 2 years, you have to buy or establish that business that you were saying you're going to do it. Once you come on a work permit, you then buy a business or establish a business or start a business. And once the business is up and running, then you apply to the government of that province and say that I've done whatever I promised. Now give me my PR. So this is the general way of how these provincial programs go about. Right? So now apart from this, there is another very lucrative option, which is not a government program, but it is generally termed as an investor or operator program. Now this is a separate program. This is not a any program that I was talking in the previous few slides. Now this is a totally separate program. It's in fact not a program. You will not see it on the website. Some of you may know, some of you may know it by the name called owner operator. So we're going to discuss a little bit about this program and how this can benefit you in the time to come. So the investor program is basically a program which is for businessmen as well as for professionals. If you're a professional, you can apply under this program. It's not again a government program. Basically, it's a program where we apply with a business plan. We make a promise that we're going to do, we want to do this kind of a business. And to do this business, we get an LMIA. I've mentioned in previous slides or in previous videos what an LMI is. You already know LMI is the approval for somebody from outside of Canada come to Canada and work. You get an approval to operate your own business, and that's why you get an LMI. For this particular LMI, you get, if you apply with this LMI in Express Entry, I know we've said that Express Entry is dead. This is how you resurrect the Express Entry. If you apply an Express Entry and you are somewhere around 300 points, this particular LMI, which you get to operate your own business, will get you another 200 points. So with a 300 points, which you already have in Express Entry, another 200 points you add to it becomes 500 or more. The moment you have 500 points, you apply an Express Entry and you get your PR done right then and there. So even before you come to Canada on an investor's program or you invest, you've already applied your PR and your PR is in process by the time you even come. Or in fact, most of the times by the time you come or land to Canada, you're already a PR. That is how powerful this program is. Again, it is called Owners Operator Program. Somebody of you may know about it. In this program, as I've told you, see, you cannot do an investment in Canada if you are not in Canada. So Government of Canada does not ask you to do investment right away. But to start this program or to initiate this program, you have to show that you have enough funds that you can do the investment. Ideally, we need to show 200,000 Canadian dollars of funds. Now, this is funds that you're showing, you're not investing. Okay, you must have a business that is verifiable. You have a business experience which is verifiable, or you have been a professional with extensive years of experience, ideally 5+. So you may have been a barber at a very good level. You may have been a very high performing IT professional, a senior accountant somewhere, and you want to run an accounting firm, an auditing firm in Canada. So we can apply for owner operator program for a business that you want to do in an accounting or auditing firm over here. So think about why this program is there. So think about a big auditing firm in, say, India, Pakistan, or Dubai. They want to set up operations in Canada. They can open a sister branch, right? But to operate a sister branch, there needs to be the executives or the main directors of the company who wants to come to Canada and work. So that's why they apply for an LMIA. And this LMI will give you the 200 points. So this is that kind of a program which we usually deal with. If you have been a cook, chef, a general manager of a hotel or something like that, a restaurant owner, so you're a professional, you can apply under this program. One of the requirements to apply PR right away under this program is that in the English exam, IELTS, you need to score 6 in all modules. This is kind of the mandatory. Otherwise, you'll not be even eligible for express entry, will not be able to take leverage of the program, or will not be able to take advantage of this program to the maximum. Again, ideally, you should be having bachelor's or more. I assume that most of the people have that. If you don't have that, then we'll have to look for alternative options. Then probably this is not a program for you. Okay, what is involved? How do we execute this program? It's a complex program. Now, obviously, I cannot spell all the B's over here, but just to give you an overview, in this kind of a program, we have to open your sister concern or company over here with a Canadian partner. So if you have a friend or a relative of yours who wants to apply, who wants to help you out, he or she can be a Canadian partner. Otherwise, we have to find a Canadian partner for you. We open a bank account, we open a business, lawyers and accountants are involved. We show exchange of funds over here, and then we apply with a business plan. We have to have a solid business plan, and then once we apply for an LMIA approval for the principal applicant, which is usually the business owner. Once you get the LMIA approved, we go into express entry, you get 200 extra points, and we apply for your PR. This is how usually it works. Now, a lot of people ask me, what is the timeline involved? See, for a business planning or to maneuver the whole initial things, you will need about 3 to 4 weeks. About a month will be required to do the initial maneuvering, business plan, and the processing. Then for the LMIA process and the approvals, it takes another 4 to 6 weeks, a month and a half. So about 2 months you process here. Once the LMIA is approved, then we have to do is express entry in the PR profile. So it takes a couple of weeks to start a PR application. We do the PR application, apply PR application. The PR process will take 5 or 6 months, and within like 8 to 9 months, you and your entire family will get your PR, and you can move the entire family here on permanent resident basis within a year itself. And remember, we've not yet done investments. Once you're a PR, then you come to Canada, and then you can invest. You can invest how much money you want. You don't want to invest, it's up to you. Then the whole program is up to you. So this is a pretty innovative program. It involves a bunch of programs to be working in tandem. So this is one program we have had relatively great success with. This is one program we are promoting. If you're again watching it on YouTube, or you're watching it on a pre-recorded session, you can reach us out later with your questions. Now, what are the applicable businesses that are viable under this program? So you can be a retail store manager. You can be running a retail store, a restaurant, a boutique, a saloon. You can have a business which is in manufacturing, international trade, export, distribution. Any business you have which we can model and replicate in Canada, that is, if you are running such kind of business, then this program is appropriate for you. Or you are a professional for which we can do something in Canada, for which you can open a branch in Canada. For example, accountants can have an auditing firm in Canada, which does, you can have your own branch of auditing firm over here. You can have a branch of bookkeeping over here. You can do overseas bookkeeping. Lawyers can do knowledge process outsourcing, which is also a legal process outsourcing. So we run a business plan on LPOs. IT professionals, fashion designers can open boutiques over here, can open bridal stores over here, and we can we can do a program, do an application based upon bridal stores and things like that. So again, if you're a hairstylist, fashion designer, there are a ton of options for you in Canada. And if you're an experienced doctor or nurse, the only thing that we've had success with earlier is if you want to apply and open a nursing home or an old age care home. Now, you are a doctor, you would be the right person to operate such a program or such a business. That's how you get the benefit of this program. See, the business that you want to open over here, or the business program that we have, it should match, or the business plan should match with whatever you have been doing. So I hope I got myself over here. So I'm gonna stop this screen share, and I'm gonna come back. It is a great program. So anyways, do's and don'ts. Number one, don't go for number one is always get a legal advice. There are a lot of agents out there, study visa agents out there, who want to pose experts in their field, but this involves a lot of digging, a lot of Canadian dealing with the Canadian laws. You cannot just rely on some study visa agent's advice and put all your future on the dial. So always go with a licensed consultant who has experience in these things. And honestly, all the owner operator program or some of the PNP programs are only possible from within Canada. It's so hard to do it from outside of Canada. So always go with a legal representation. That is, see, you always get a haircut. Even the grass cutter cuts grass, but you don't get a haircut from the grass from the gardener. So that's why you have to go to the right person for the right advice. Again, you will see, oh, people will calling you for free consultation. See, there is nothing in this whole world called free. If you want valuable advice, you need to pay for the value you're receiving. It's simple. If tomorrow you come with me and you come with a profile which cannot make you eligible, I need to be compensated for my time and then finally say no to you, that no, don't waste your time. This is not the right way. If you're already around 45, your kids are growing up, rather you send your kids to study visa or you find alternative pathways, but probably this is not the way for you. So you have to go for an advice where it is not free and there's somebody thinking about your best interest. When you go for a free advice, somebody's not thinking about your best interest, but that consultant or agent, whoever you're talking with, is trying to figure out how the free advice client he can convert into a paying client. That is the difference between an agent and a consultant. When we work as a licensed consultant, when I work for you, obviously I work for the best interest. Okay, now don't delay. So if you have been planning or contemplating to plan or come to Canada, you have not yet started the process, don't delay. There is negative points for age. IELTS is the key. No matter what program you're going for, you have to focus on the IELTS. These are few do's and don'ts. I'm going to quickly wrap up this presentation. It's almost about 40-50 minutes now. Our process, again, as I've told you, I believe in going with an in-depth, complete consultation. This is like a doctor's consultation. I need to know exactly what you are. Only if I know about you, I can prescribe you a medicine or I can prescribe you a way to come to Canada. So it is like a consultation and I do charge for it. 100% of clients who have taken my consultation are satisfied. And we only charge $50. It's a 30-minute consultation and we don't charge a lot. I charge $50. You will be either talking to me, and in our company, I'm not the only consultant. We are a group of 3 licensed consultants. You can talk to any one of us, whoever is available, but we only charge $50 for a consultation. That is the value of the time we spend upon you, and you will definitely get tremendous value for this. So you have to go through this process. Once you receive a consultation which is in black and white, you can drop your case, you can save thousands of your dollars, or we will give you the right alternative to come to Canada. Right now, what is the next step? What is the next step right now? What you have to do right now is, I'm not asking you to take a consultation right away. First step right now for you is to fill up a consultation form. To fill up a consultation form, it's free of charge. Our team will review your form. It's again free of charge. Nobody's asking for. But then our team will reach out to you with possible scenarios if you're eligible. If you are eligible in any of the scenarios, they will reach out. You can ask their questions to them. But once you're all interested and you want to speak to any of the consultants over here in Canada, that time we'll send you an invoice of $50. That's it. So right now I'm going to give you a link for the case assessment. But the first step right now is to give us your information. We can assess your pathways, and only then we will be able to give you an alternative. Our team will reach out to you, and if you are interested at that point, you will be able to talk to me or somebody in that team. We usually charge $50 for, and this is a very nominal fee, and this is the way to go ahead. So right on your screens, you are seeing the chat. So those of you who are on the video, that is on the recording session, that is all we'll have for today. And those of you who are on live, yes, I can take some questions right in here as well. Priyanka, how to get back to you one-to-one? Priyanka, the right way to get back to us is first of all, fill a consultation form, give us your information, let us go through your query. Or you can also do is you can reach us out. You can also reach us out at info@West Vision Immigration. Give me 1 second. I will be sending you an email. You can also reply to the email that you're getting, and you can book an appointment with us, and you can reach us out at that as well. Pratik, one can submit profile on their own in PNP programs. How can we consult you if we wish? Yes, Pratik, if you want to do it yourself, again, you just need a consultation at that point. It's going to be, we can start with initial consultation. Reach us out. Let me put a sticky note. You can reach us out at info. This is the email you can use to reach us out. It's at the top, info@westvision.ca. I'm also going to give you an email. I'm going to send you an email with a link where you can ask questions. It's again a form. You fill in your details, you ask questions, and we're going to get back to you. And we can definitely help. Yes, sort of. For lawyers, there are a couple of options in owner-operator. We have recently done somebody who, for them, they had a partner who was here in Canada, and we were doing legal issues and disputes for NRIs. So that was a program. That was the business plan we had come up with. It was a NRI. It was a whole business plan for an Indian lawyer, and what we did was. NRIs over here have a lot of problems, a lot of land disputes. So that was the business plan was based upon the legal disputes that NRIs have, and that. But the other plan that we have in mind is legal process outsourcing. We can, as a lawyer, you can reach us out, set up a business over here, and then the business will be basically to get the transcriptions or do the legal research outsourced in India. So that is one program one business plan we can talk about. Amit Goel said, please send me email. Yes, Amit, we will be sending emails to everybody who has attended the program, the webinar. And we were going to send, you can reply back to that email, and we will be happy to help. I think everybody has been a tremendous audience over here. Thank you so much for joining in this. We'll be logging off, but it was a great session. Look out for emails. So I'm going to follow up with you with emails and with some links which you can action upon. I'll be sending again a link about the consultation form will be again sent to you on your email. And I will also send you a question form where you can just click. It's a small 2-step form. You put in your name, email address, and ask us a question, and we're going to reply to that question right then and there as well. So look for these things in your email. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of the day or evening for you. Thanks so much. And I hope to talk to you in person sometime in the future very soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Goodbye.